Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I have for you the Colourpop eyeshadow palette video that I mentioned to you in the Colourpop highlighter video. If you want to check that one out, it's up there. But today we're going to be talking about the Golden State of Mind, which is one of the palettes that were released with the Colourpop release on the Sephora website, and they have two of them so far. This one was the one that I was most interested in. This is the way that the box looks, and then in the back it has all the colors that you'll get in this palette. And then this is the way that the actual palette looks, so it's pretty similar. It's the exact same thing. And then in the back you do get the names of each shade, which is nice, especially for like tutorials. So these are the colors that you get inside. You get 15 shades in here, and they're all metallic, very shimmery eyeshadows. So after looking at the palette and using some of them, I feel like they're pretty consistent in the way that they apply. Some of them do look a little bit chunkier than others, but once you apply them, they pretty much look exactly the same. They are super metallic, and all of the shades in here are shimmers. They're all metallic, so they're all gonna be shimmery on your eyes. There are no mattes in here. So before getting into any of the swatches, I'm going to show you what I did in the two looks that I'm going to show you in today's video. I paired it up with the Just Peachy palette from Too Faced just because I needed some matte eyeshadows and I needed some transitional shades. So I did use this palette for that. No reason at all, just because it has nice colors in here for that. So I used Peach Tea all over the transition area. The color that I paired that up with was the color Golden Egg, and that one is a light pinky, like a very light pink color. I applied that on the inner part of the eye, and like halfway through I applied that color, and then on the outer part I wanted something just a little bit darker, and this one is called Wing Woman, which is like a dark rose gold. It's like rosy, but it's kind of almost gold. It's like a super dark golden pink. Hopefully that makes sense. So those are the two shades that I used for this look, and I really love the way that that look turned out. To me it just looked so fresh and so like girly. I don't know, just to me it just looked really nice. And then for the look that I'm wearing right now, I also paired it up with the Just Peachy palette, and this one I wanted to be a little bit more fiery, a little bit more red. So I used Peach Cobbler, which is the one right next to the one I used yesterday. And that one is a little bit more peachy, so it's more pink. It just looks a lot warmer on the eyes. And since I wanted it to be really fiery, I went ahead and I applied the darkest shade in here. It's like a dark red pink. It's not exactly red and it's not exactly pink or orange. It's like in between. And it just looks really glittery, very fiery. That's the way that I can explain it. It's a really nice shimmery tone, and then with the light it kind of looks like it gives a little bit of gold. I don't know, I mean you can see it right there on my eyes. Just as I move my head you can see a little bit of gold. That's how it looks. That one is called Sparkler. And then on the lower lash line I used a bright peach color from this palette, and then on the inner corner I wanted something super bright, and this one seemed very nice for that. This other one is also super bright, but it gives more like a blue hint. This one gives off like a pink, little bit of a pink hint to it. You can see right there in my inner corners it looks like a little pinky, a little purpley. So I felt like it went really well with this color combination. And those are the shades that I have used so far. So this is the top row. This is the second row. Look at how powdery this one is. There we go. And this is like a rosy pink row. By the way, I just want to show you the way that I take them off. So all I do is I just, wow, lashes. And I'm just going to show you the way that I take them off, just to give you an idea. Like, I just rub them on this napkin. It's a rough napkin, so I mean, it does come off. And just make sure that I don't leave anything on my fingers. I want to show you how easily I was able to take off the swatches. So I'm just using a dry, completely dry napkin. And I just rub it like that. And there. It completely comes off. This one is the last row, which are the darker shades. I gotta say that these swatched way better than the light and the medium tones. Okay, so that's the palette. That's the palette itself. To me, it's really nice. Like it has beautiful eyeshadows. I feel like they're all pretty consistent with each other. I mean, they look really nice on my eyes. They blend out easily when I apply one next to the other. Like I did in the first look that I used 2 shades. Like they're really easy to work with when you have the correct brush. So with that being said, I'm going to show you some of the brushes that I use because I feel like that's super important. If you buy this palette and you're not using the correct brush, you're going to be super disappointed because not every metallic eyeshadow is going to be the same. This eyeshadow palette is not the same as the Urban Decay Heavy Metals palette, for example. If you don't know which one that is, it's this one right here. And they're not the same because I can use a certain brush with that eyeshadow palette that did not work with this palette. I wanted to bring that up because you can see an eyeshadow palette here on YouTube and then you get it and you're like, this is not what I expected, this is not what it looked like why is it so different, why is it not performing the same as it is for the person that's, you know, doing a video on it. The reason why it could be because of the brush that you're using. I'm not saying that you have to have the best brush, I'm just saying that the type of brush has to be a good one for this palette. I'm not saying that it has to be a super expensive brush. That's not even the point. The point is that the type of brush that's gonna work with one palette might not work with the other palette. So you do have to find the correct one. So with that, I'm gonna show you the brushes that I use. So here I have a few brushes and I wanna start off with this one because this one works perfectly fine with my Heavy Metals palette. And let me give you a close-up so you can see this is just a synthetic brush. And it works so good with my Heavy Metals palette. I can apply an eyeshadow just nicely, smoothly. It'll look like foil. It's like perfect. This is the perfect brush for that palette. But the one that's not perfect for that palette is this one. This one's just too fluffy. It just won't work. This is just a regular all-over eyeshadow brush. So this one will work on that palette without any primer water and with primer water or makeup spray, whichever one. And for this palette in particular, I was able to use these 3 type of brushes. I'm going to go over each one so that way you can find a similar one in your collection. I don't want you to get this palette and be disappointed in it or not be able to get good use out of it. So these 2 are pretty similar. These 2 are both all over shadow brushes. They're really fluffy, but this one is dense. This one's really dense, so it feels a little hard, but it picks up the eyeshadow good with water only. Same goes for this one. This one's very fluffy. I have something on my eyebrow. Felt something white. This one's very fluffy, but this one's not dense at all. This one I can completely bend it all the way back and it's not dense, it's not hard, nothing like that. So one is dense, one is not. This one, same goes for this one. The eyeshadows are way too soft and way too powdery for this brush to pick it up without any water. So regardless of the brushes that I have tried, I need to use a water with it. Like there's no going around that. I cannot get any of the eyeshadows to stick to my eyes without using any primer water. It just won't work. Which is kind of weird to use this one. This one is very similar to the other one that I showed you earlier. So you can see right there, they're the exact same bristles. Like they're both synthetic. They look pretty similar except one's small, one's a bigger size. But this one actually picks up the color. I don't know why, but this one is the exact same way. It's just very small, and maybe that's the reason why, because it's so small that it does pick up the product. But I also have to use water with it. I tried to use it without any primer water. Nope, did not work, did not pick up the eyeshadow. Once I used this, I was able to use this brush for like the inner corner and stuff. So that to me is really important, and I wanted to put it in this video just because I wouldn't want you to see these looks and it looks really nice on my eyes, and then you get it and you're like, these don't work at all. You're going to need primer water for this eyeshadow palette, and you're also going to need to find the right brush for that. I do not have expensive brushes. This is a Morphe brush. This is a fake MAC brush. It's a whole other story, but it is a fake MAC brush. And then this one is a Sephora brush that I got with a little, I don't know, it was another one, or maybe like, I think it was like on sale, I don't know, for like $12. These are not expensive brushes, so it's not about having an expensive brush. It's just about finding the right brush for that eyeshadow. So I know sometimes I get a little bit too detailed with my videos and I talk way too much sometimes, but I really just want to tell you what works for me, because it's happened to me before to where I watch a video like way back when, you know, whenever I just used to watch videos, and I would see something look so nice on a video and then I would get it and I'd be like, what the heck, this thing doesn't work. If maybe they would have given me their tips or some advice on what to do, then it probably would have looked the same as it did on them. So that to me tells me that you are probably the same way. You can see these, you can see me applying them really nicely here on video. You know, it looks so nice and shimmery and everything, and then you get it and you're like, what the heck? So that's why I just like to give a little bit extra info, you know? And to me, this one is fairly inexpensive. This one is $26 compared to Sephora palettes that range anywhere from $45 to like, I was gonna say, you can get a palette from Sephora anywhere from $45 to like $80, but no, there's actually some palettes that are like almost $200, which is crazy, right? But this one's only $26, which to me is very, very inexpensive for Sephora, and for the quality of the eyeshadows that you're getting in here, I think they're really worth it. If you are looking for a shimmery palette and you like the tones in this, which is very golden, very shimmery, it's more of a rose and gold palette. I think they're very wearable, they're very girly, they look really nice and shimmery on my eyes. I really do like these colors. They do have another palette, this one right here, but I don't know, for some reason it just didn't really catch my eye. I feel like these shades are really, really nice, and I guess that's why it's called Golden State of Mind, and like the packaging is like gold with a little bit of pink. That's the theme, and that's the majority of the shades that you're getting in here, which I love the combination. I love the shades that it has, and I really like the way that they look on my eyes. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to go over like the eyeshadows that I used and also the brushes that I use, which to me is a very important part of using this palette, so that way you can get the best result on your eyes. So yeah guys, that is pretty much it for today's video. Hopefully you found it helpful and it helped you decide whether you would like to try this palette or not. And to me, I give it a thumbs up. Like, I really do like this palette. It's nice quality, and I'm really impressed with Colourpop because I didn't know what to expect. I barely tried 2 other products, and so far everything's been working out fine. So I wouldn't hesitate to try other ones. I'll see what else they're gonna come out with and see if I want to get anything else. But yeah, so far so good. So that's it for today. I will see y'all in my next one. Bye.